Welcome back to some new r/malicious compliance stories, where people comply to the letter, but not the spirit of a request. I hope you had a great day. The first story is called Summer Job Salary. This happened a few years back. It was during summer break. I was back home from university, looking for something to do to keep me busy and to earn some cash. I stumbled upon an ad for a local music festival, needing help managing their concerts, mostly checking in visitors and also working as a driver. I reached out, said I would be interested, and told them my hourly fee, which I earned from my last job. They answered back rather quickly and told me to start as soon as possible. Since they didn't argue with me about my proposed hourly rate, I gathered that they've accepted it. Well, a few days after I started working for them, one of the bosses approached me and said they don't exactly do the hourly rate, but rather pay a fixed price for a day you worked for them. At first I was annoyed, since it would have been much less than I initially thought I would earn. But then I realized that I can just use their own system against them. Want me to go around and hand out flyers to people for 30 minutes? Yep, this will be noted as a whole day. Want me to go collect additional chairs and bring them to the venue for 20 minutes? Yep, another day added. I handed my registered days calculations to the boss. She looked at it, her eyes turned white, and you could see her thought process on her face calculating. I simply grinned while she realized that her system absolutely backfired with me, and they played themselves. I ended up earning more than they would have paid me with the hourly system I proposed. 1 week later, I had the money in my bank account. Weirdly enough, I never heard back. Would have loved to work with them again. The next story is called Answer Now. I work as a supervisor for a small, family-run online designer bathroom retailer. If you want more choices than the big box stores offer, you come to a company like us. We are also much cheaper than buying directly from a brand. Any return that is outside the standard 30 days would be at the discretion of the manufacturer/brand. That doesn't mean no, but we need to check with the brand that a customer purchased and see if they would still accept it back, and if so, would there be a restocking charge. A customer purchased a Stone Effect shower tray from us. The size he ordered weighed about 50 kilograms and had to be sent with a fragile goods courier. About 2 months later, he called and advised my colleague that he had measured wrong and needed a different size. Annoying, but if you are reordering from the same brand, then it will likely just be the cost of carriage for delivery and collection, and restocking is waived, even though it's outside of 30 days. However, we need to check with the brand to confirm this, as it is not always the case. This is where the problem for him started. His plumbers are on site, and he needs an answer now. My colleague explained that it would only take an hour or two to get written confirmation from them, and that it would be 2 to 3 days delivery of the size he did need regardless. This was apparently not acceptable, and he got shouty and sweary, and therefore ended up being transferred to me. Shouting at our staff because of a problem entirely of your own creation will make me immediately not want to get out of my way to help more than I have to. I explained to the customer the same thing as my colleague, and that because this is outside of the returns period, the discretion is with the brand, but providing they order an alternate size, and that the one he has is in the original packaging and condition, that it should just be the cost of carriage. That's when he reveals that his plumber actually threw away all the packaging. He said that it was a ridiculous policy, the whole time still being very shouty and sweary. I explained that I can speak to the brand and see if they are able to repackage it. But I know if they are able to do this, they would impose a 25% restocking fee on top of the carriage charges. This was not acceptable. He needs a definite answer now. Enter Malicious Compliance. Okay? No. He was far too rude to continue any further, so he is getting the answer now. And that answer is no. Needless to say, he was not happy with no, and then tried to make me check with them like I previously said I would. But I stuck to it and advised him that a return or exchange would not be accepted, as it was outside of time, and he hung up out of anger. Never did hear from him again, not even in an angry review. The third story is called Give Me the Ticket. 3 years ago, I was driving to get some lunch for me and my coworkers. I stopped at an intersection with a traffic light. I was to turn left and made sure to stop before the yellow intersection box. There were no painted markings on the road apart from the intersection box. Whilst waiting for the light to turn green, a traffic enforcer suddenly knocked on my door and told me that I have stopped my car beyond the right stop line for cars. Basically, the enforcer said that I was impeding the pedestrian crosswalk. My coworker, seated in the passenger seat, and I checked through the car windows, and we cannot see any painted lines on the road, apart from the intersection box. The enforcer guided me to turn left and made me stop at the side of the road. Do you know why I stopped you? No, please enlighten me. You stopped within the pedestrian lane. Even though there were no clear markings on the road, they are there, clear as day. Very faded, but still there. I was getting the hint that the enforcer is asking for bribes. He asked, "Do you want me to give you a ticket?" Yes, please. You are enforcer of the law. If you tell me that I made a violation, then I completely trust your authority. I apologize for the driving error I made. So please, write your ticket. Give it to me, then I'll immediately settle my fines. Thank you also for letting me know that I committed a mistake, and I will make sure to not do it again. He had a really shocked expression, realizing that he won't be getting a bribe from me. After 10 seconds of stunned silence, he just said, "Get the heck out of here." I drove off with my lunch intact, money intact, and 2 bouts of howling laughter courtesy of myself and my coworker. The last story is called Just Book It. I work in a large organization within a team that is on the road and on the move almost full time. Naturally, we have a car assigned to our team. That was until a new fleet manager started and decided that we should instead be utilizing the car booking system and sold our car. The car booking system is basically this. If you have a take-home vehicle as a part of your package, you must have it on the car booking system, so that anyone who may need a vehicle to run an errand can book a car and take it. Guess who has a take-home vehicle? The fleet manager. So we started booking it out full time, and when he needs to run an errand, he has to book someone else's car. He officially hates us and definitely knows we are malicious, but he can't really do anything about it. Thanks for watching the video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please don't forget to leave a like, comment and subscribe. And if you have time, watch another one of my videos. And now, I hope you have a great day. See you soon. Bye bye.